is Dave's third speech, as Jennifer said, and the title of this project in the book is Get to the Point. So we're focusing on, he is focusing on a very really clearly written speech. He needs to have a general purpose as well as a specific purpose, and a very definitive introduction, body, and conclusion. The objectives, I can read out here, needs to select a topic and determine general and specific purposes. He needs to organize the speech, focus on organization, ensuring the body, introduction, and conclusion are there. And then he also needs to project sincerity and conviction and control any nervousness. We also had Dave speak earlier, we know he's very good at that. But he also needs to strive not to use nervous. So let's everybody give a warm welcome for Dave.
It's Monday. You're at work. Talking away at your desk working on some document. Your neighbor comes by. Oh, can you help me out with some project? I need you helping me with this. It's your girlfriend. Hey, are we going to watch Iron Man 3 tonight? Your boss comes by with a stack of reports that he wants you to look through. Cacao message comes in. Your friend wants to go out salsa dancing. Your head's about to explode. You're overloaded with 100 different signals coming from 100 different directions. Multitasking. Who's heard the term multitasking before? Multitasking, a couple of facts about it, when you're expected to balance multiple different actions simultaneously. Now, no one can actually do two things at once. You ever see someone trying to drive while on the phone? They will do both wrong and they'll crash into something. So what people end up doing is they do a lot of different things back and forth quickly. Now, multitasking, the term, came from computing. And the idea is that human brains can work like a computer, constantly switching back and forth. That term came in the 60s, and corporate employees now consider multitasking the number one most important skill a person can have when they're considering hiring someone. Between men and women, it's generally agreed women tend to do more multitasking. Still up in the air whether they're better at multitasking, but here's the dirty secret about multitasking. The better you are at it, the less productive you are. Now that may sound a little bit strange. I'll prove it to you. Everyone hold up your agenda. Fold it in half. Down the middle. Please. Take your pen, and when I say go, what I'd like you to do is start writing down the middle the numbers 1, 2, 3, all the way down to 10, and then immediately start writing A, B, C, all the way down to J. And when you're done, put down your pen, look up. Ready, set, go. As fast as you can, 1 to 10, A through J. All right, now most of you finished that pretty quickly. Now turn your page over. Now we're going to do that same exercise, but this time, we're going to do it slightly differently. I want you to write 1A, 2B, 3C, all the way down until you get to 10J. Ready? Go! Who found the second one much more difficult, much slower? It turns out that switching back and forth between one task and another is extremely expensive in terms of brain power. It's called context switching. And it always asking yourself, where was I? What was I doing? And it forces your brain to reset. And so it turns out your brain isn't so much like a 1960s style computer. It's more like a smartphone, where every time you switch from one app to the other, you have to, okay, now I'm in Cacao, now I'm watching YouTube video. It takes a couple seconds to change gears, reload, and go from one app to the other. And that slows you down. It means you're getting pulled in 100 different directions. You won't get anywhere ever. So what's the solution to multitasking? It's actually a pair of techniques. It's called monotasking, which means focusing on just one task. Now, of course, the hard part with monotasking is people are always distracting you, they bug you, they send you a message, and it's hard to block that out. So the other part of it is called time slicing, which is where you schedule your day and you say, I'm going to work just for 15 minutes on this task, 15 minutes on the next task. And during those 15 minutes, that's all you're going to focus on. Now, in fact, it's not exactly 15 minutes. In any 15-minute cycle, what you can do, 12 minutes of working, 3-minute break. During that 12 minutes, you choose one task, you choose the most important task for you to work on, and you sprint as fast and hard as you can in that one direction. People are distracting you, you say, I can't deal with it right now. Someone comes by your desk, someone calls you, you say, can I call you back in 15 minutes? Now there's very few people who have, unless they're on fire, there's very few issues that are so urgent, they can't wait 15 minutes. Meanwhile, that means you're focused on just that one task, putting the distraction aside, maybe just jot down a note, put it on your table. And by focusing on just for 15 minutes, then when you're done, you look up, take a break. You rest your brain. You also reset your brain. You say, okay, now that I may not have finished this task, but I'm ready to move on to something else. And when you do that, by switching gears, you choose whatever's the most important task to do next. Which means not only are you doing the task right, but you're always doing the right task. And that's what makes monotasking plus time slicing so much more efficient. Now, all it takes to do this, a lot of people actually choose to buy a physical clock timer that will go off and count down, and it says at the end of 12 minutes, time to take a break. You can use a smartphone app, or you can use a stopwatch. There's other options, but the point is, it takes very little. It just requires discipline. It requires the discipline that while you're working, you're going to not multitask, you're going to push all the distractions aside. And it requires a discipline that when that timer finally rings, even if you're in the middle of something, when you hear that bell go off, it's time for you to take a break. Thank you.